This is gonna be a lot of work.
Are you ready for it?
Nope. We're back working on the Ghia, and if you remember last time, I finally got epoxy primer on this thing, so it's basically one color, which is really cool. But we need to move to something entirely different. Even though there's still a lot of work to do on the body, we're gonna move to the floor. The reason for that is because these floor pans are super nasty. They're usually the first thing to rot in these cars, and so we have to cut them out, like this entire section on both sides, cut it out, put in new ones so that we've got a base to be able to build the car back on top of. Now, how to do that, I'm not entirely sure. I have watched some videos by CT, who's here on YouTube. He's awesome. Had some great tips and tricks. I've got to figure out how to cut it out, leave the little seam along the outside so that you have a place to set the new one. And I learned something from doing the body. Never cut out both sides of anything at the same time. So I'm gonna make sure I do one side so that I have the other side intact and I can reference measurements and just how things go together. So this little lip right here is the floor pan, and it's sitting on top of a little ridge that's part of the center column, the necessary part of the car. And so I've got to cut this out, and then I've got to strip off that little overlap, that flap, and it goes all the way around the thing. I've got to clean that up so that I have a place to put the new one on top of. So I have a lot of things I got to do here. I got to cut out the old thing. I have to prep the space for the new thing. Then I have to sand all of the space where the new thing's gonna go, and then prime all of that, and then put the new thing on, and then weld that in place, and then seam seal all of it, and then probably grind and paint that. I got a lot. First thing I gotta do is cut this out. Oh man, I don't think there's a great way to do this. I think I just have to get an angle grinder in there. Before I dig into this, somebody asked recently, like, why get a car this old in this shape? Why not just buy one that's, you know, further along or closer to being done to kind of save myself the work? And I started thinking a lot about that. And I think the work is actually more important than the car. I want to talk about hard work. So over the past 10 years or so, I've been making tons of different things here on YouTube, and basically every week or two, I get to focus really hard on something for a short amount of time, and then it's done and I never have to look at it again. And even like long-term skills, like woodworking, are just a little bit added to my skill set over each project, but I've never really focused a whole lot on building one of those skills. Well, that got me thinking about like hard work and long-term stuff. We live in a world where pretty much anything we want can be delivered to us or manufactured for us in a few days. And that's pretty amazing, but it also takes some of the patience out of all the different things that we do. And I'm realizing that putting in long-term growth and hard work on something can actually have a lot of really positive effects. Okay, so I've got it captured here and there. I should do that one first and then bend this down, which will give me more access here, and then I can cut that. This is a sled I'm gonna give my kids so they can, in the winter, they can get tetanus and have fun. All right, so I gotta get this thing off of here. This little ledge has to come up like that all the way across. No, it's gonna suck. But anyway, all those little projects got me thinking about this car and why I'm willing to put in a bunch of work on a bunch of individual steps and then put all those individual steps together to make a car better than it used to be. And to be clear, like, this car is never gonna be worth much. Even after it's fully restored, it's not gonna be worth what I've put into it. But that's absolutely not the point. I mean, when it comes to cars, I've kind of been clueless my entire life. I've always kind of had a rough understanding of how they turn gas into motion, but that's really about it. And when you start thinking about an automobile, even the simplest automobile, it was designed by a group of people, and it was manufactured by a different group of people, and somehow all those individual thoughts and parts work together to make something that makes my life easier. And that's wild, and it's pretty baffling to me, and I want to understand it. So when it comes to cars, I've got this new interest in them simply because I feel like there's a whole new thing for me to get my head around and to start to understand the work of other people. And the only way I can really understand that is by diving in and doing the work myself. It's a little bit easier than I was expecting so far. Good. Probably shouldn't have said that out loud, but. Ah! I mean, it was cheap, but wow. Okay. Okay. Well. Of course, I think it's great to finish things, but I think it's also great for us not to always be able to finish things quickly. Hard work is about patience and perseverance and proving to yourself that you've got the grit to stick with something to see it all the way through. I've made a lot of progress in a relatively short amount of time. So I got the old floor cut out, I've got the entire thing cleaned up and ready for the new floor to go in. I've got weldable primer around here so I can weld the new one in. But the panels that I got are made by another company and they're made to fit this car, but they're not really exact, and the car's 50 years old. So I've got to take those panels, get them fit into place and do a lot of trimming so that they actually fit this space. Then once I do that, I've got to support the entire thing all the way around and start to do all the welding. So first, let's do the fitting.
That was easy.
So why a Karmann Ghia? As a teenager, I was looking for my first car and something about the shape of it was just cool and different, and it looked like James Bond's car, like a poor man's version of that. I thought that was really cool, and it just kind of made me want to have the car. It seemed like an accessible way to have a first car too, because they're pretty cheap. And so I saved a bunch of money. I was planning on buying one before I went to college, and then I decided to wait until I got to college. Well, in my freshman year, I wasted all that money on pizza and video games and never got one until I was in my 40s. But even in addition to that, like early on, I found out that my dad learned how to drive on a Karmann Ghia. My grandfather had one. It was their family car for a little while, and that was just another cool connection that kind of drew me to it a little bit. But my grandfather did always tell me that I shouldn't buy one, and he said it was because it was slow enough not to get you out of trouble, but low enough to get you into trouble. I thought that was really interesting, and he was probably right, because his Karmann Ghia got run over by a tractor trailer at a stoplight one time. I think that's what he was talking about. So, you know what's awesome? I have a floor pan in. It's welded in. I still have a lot of grinding and cleanup and stuff to do, but it's attached, and that's awesome, except for the fact that now I have to do the other one. Either way, something has drawn me to this car specifically for a really long time. And I've just always wanted one. And I think it's gonna be super cool one of these days to tell my grandkids that I got a pile of junk and I turned it into a drivable, cool looking old car that they can still ride around in. they're in place, and I technically shouldn't be standing on this because it should be supported on the outside, so I'm gonna get off, but they're connected. And you may be thinking, well, the next step is just to take this thing and put it on this thing. But I have to completely rebuild the front end and the back end, and the body's not done. I did a bunch of body work before, but now I have to cut out the entire back end and replace it with new sheet metal. And that's an entirely new thing to figure out. Kind of looking forward to it. Put it in my reference pile. That's what I call that.
Why are there motorcycle parts in your reference pile, Bob?
No, that's on the reference shelf. That's the future shelf. This reference pile is all the stuff I've cut out of the Ghia that I'm afraid to throw away because I might have to take a measurement from it.